interesting because it's a team with really skilled players. Obviously, like having Kerrigan in there is really interesting. He's so good at bringing up teams with loads of really individually skilled players. We'll have to get back into that in a moment, as Ropz will be having to defend the bomb site. Nice flick coming in, and it looks like Karrigan's going to help him out as well. He'll try to survive for as long as he can, and they've done a pretty decent job. 3 Cs left alive. Bomb not planted yet, but the pressure's coming in. Frozen from the back. Looks to find another headshot as well. Beautiful stuff coming in here on the retake, and that will be completely shut down. But Fnatic did get a bomb plant, and that's what matters.
Well, there it is. Fnatic will not be winning the round. A really solid retake there. Frozen, I've yet to cast him. I've heard a lot of hype.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of interesting things. I believe he's 16 or 17 years old. Absolutely unbelievable. A Counter-Strike prodigy. We'll see what happens as the game unfolds with Mousesports pick up the first pistol of the best of 3. And we'll get into round 2 here. No force buy from Fnatic. The bomb planted up by next round. Looking at the bomb down, presumably towards short. I'd imagine that smoke goes towards Xbox from Exist as the scout is out. Woxic, as mentioned, one of the scariest Dust 2 players. His sniping ability on this map is something to behold.
Sorry I said poison earlier, by the way. I don't know why.
I don't know what that was. I had to move on. I was like, whatever that means, we'll just go along with it. But
no, it's kind of
it's good. I'm glad you addressed it, Dan, because it was a bit weird. I felt uncomfortable.
It's like one of those things where like my brain is just like pulling all the new talents, and I'm like exciting new talents, and just like throwing names in there. Obviously, this is a team which has the right mix, I would say, of players. The interesting thing is how long it will take them to gel everything together. That's the most interesting thing for me, and how the dynamics will form on the team. And again, you know, Kerrigan, he's on phase. He was given the blame in many respects for having this incredibly skilled team, but they never got that major title. They were never winning enough events. They were never reaching the where Astralis was. And but what he was able to achieve was he turned that team in from something that was much worse into something that was much better. They couldn't get out of the group stages before.
He is very good at getting a team into top 5 contention.
Yes.
It's to #1 spot that he seems to struggle, right? He's very good at getting all the fundamentals down. He doesn't necessarily have the firepower himself to be part of a world-class team, but he definitely understands enough how to get them to a position where they can start thinking about maybe replacing him is normally what seems to be the case. Right, you've done all this work for us. Now, could you please leave? That would be fantastic. That's unfortunately the case with Kerrigan. He always seems to, unfortunately, get there, but very good way to make some money, I guess. Just go and build these teams up for them, move on to the next project, move on.
That was Daps's scenario until NRG, right? But I don't know. I think there are lessons to be learned. His absence from FaZe has been quite telling, so maybe it wasn't the... I mean, I guess they felt like they were limbo, so try something. Hasn't been successful so far, though, but I think that the addition to Mousesports of Kerrigan is fantastic, not just because he is an in-game leader, which they needed, but also I think personality-wise, I feel like they didn't really have like a strong captain before, and I think he fills that role, which I think would be a great boost to the team. But when I say that, I'm looking at the old team. Like, it's almost a completely new team now, so who knows how this dynamic works with all these new players.
It allows chrisJ to be let off the leash a bit more, not being the in-game leader anymore, but he was already fragging well. It wasn't like it was a hindrance to him, I don't think. I don't think we'll necessarily see a huge increase in his level. This is just a small technical issue, just to note. And
both him and Ropz are like really incredible teammates as well, and both very versatile. So they can work around this team in whatever way you want. Like chrisJ obviously stopped being a dedicated AWP a long time ago, but when he does pick it up, sometimes we see the highlights of the year. So that's also quite fun.
I'm sad that we don't have Sunny, as I said on Twitter before, because, well, not for reasons that you're thinking, Dan. Just because
he's a beast.
Because Sunny, Ropz, and chrisJ are the hype beasts. Who's gonna have the Philip Plein shoes with spikes sticking out of them now? That was Sunny, right? You had Ropz with the Gucci slippers on LAN, and then chrisJ, he's got his. I don't know if he goes for the Supreme stuff, but you know he's a shoe head, and he
a shoe head,
not shoe on head, but you know, and he's got his little bling skull chain as well. So you know he's a hype beast as well. So the crew's broken up, man. I'm sad.
You're gonna have to come in as coach and fulfill.
Oh, just wait until you see. You should see what I've got in my drawer, Henry.
Oh, yeah? You got something?
Shock you.
I think I know what it is, and I look forward to seeing it. Either way, let's get back into round 3. We're going to see a boost towards CT spawn here. Very powerful position. Can't use it every round. It is pre-fired by some teams, but overlooked most of the time. We'll see if the mid-play comes through and it can show its true potential. As the Molotov towards short to push back any boosted AWPers or riflers, for that matter, as they go through their default here. It's Fnatic. In my opinion, still the favorites. Mousesports, yes, it looks strong on paper. And Fnatic just come back from China. Remember, they flew back yesterday, so jet lag's suddenly going to be an issue. Yeah. I know that's a pretty trivial talking point these days, but when you just got back from China, it's actually a lot worse coming back home, I think, than trying to adjust to a new continent. So we'll see.
I can't adjust in China.
Yeah?
It's too much. Going east that far, it just wrecks me every time.
It's brutal.
Without fail, I just get bodied every time.
I don't sleep. I'm just awake all the time. I think in 3 days, I slept 2 hours.
Not ideal.
No.
You guys are off to Asia soon as well, aren't you? So good luck with that.
Thanks.
It's been announced, Dave. You could say.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's been announced.
Where was that?
On Twitter. I saw it on there.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry. It's like I'm not throwing you under the bus. It's been announced.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I look forward to going to Shanghai. I want to go and go shopping. Anyway, Fnatic moving into the A site. They were in a good position to split. That's a lovely shot from woxic. That's why he's on the team. Can he find a second one? Of course he can. That is disgusting early carnage here from woxic with the scout. Mousesports almost take 0 damage in that round. Glorious stuff. That's what we came for. That was perfect.
That's so hard to do. That's so hard to do. The scout is so difficult. Oh my god. woxic has... What is his sensitivity?
Give it to me.
Actually.
Trousers are down.
Oh, Fnatic. Really feeling the pain of woxic there. The scouts, not usually that powerful. We'll see now. The scout for Crims, that's about it. Deagles. Scouts, and at this point, a huge advantage for Mousesports as we go into the 4th round. We'll see. They can cause any sort of dent towards the B bomb site here. 4 players in towards tunnels right now, a 5th on its way. And it's up to Ropz to defend, but he's a strong anchor at this B side. Done his job already, really. Follows it up with a 2nd frag, staying alive as well. Doesn't know there's any danger of a plant coming in. woxic will find a ultimate frag. And JW, well, he'll get 1, but I don't think there'll be much more available to him. At this stage, 55 HP. Tries to hit the shot, not going to happen. It's 4-0 Mousesports, looking very comfortable here.
So woxic uses a sensitivity that's actually in Quake considered very high.
Okay.
And I only in Quake knew, I think, a few players who played that high. Like, Vu was one of them, if anyone remembers Vu.
Everyone must remember Vu, unless you're, I guess, born in the last 15 years. Perhaps you haven't, but...
Yeah, he's using 50% of what I just switched from, which was very high. It's crazy.
Wow.
It's actually crazy. That you
change your sense?
It's very yeah, I did. It's very difficult to control that. It's a lot of finger precision. It takes a lot of focus in this game. We'll go into that more in a moment, as I'm pretty familiar with how difficult that can be.
But he's using half of what you were using.
Yeah, he's using something that's almost...
I'm using half of what you used to use, and Henry uses half of what I use.
You should take me out of it. I use one of the lowest sends of pretty much any pro there was. I think it's incredibly low.
Henry actually uses an ironing board for a mouse pad because he needs one in order to 180. That's how much space he needs.
Yeah, it's a good workout. Moving the arms around constantly, it really gets results.
Well, this is another round which is starting off slowly here for Fnatic. They've got cap control. This is pretty much a standard default look from Fnatic. They haven't taken, I don't think, control of the close double doors. I don't think there could be a player, for all they know, close in that position. There's one close enough, Kerrigan, there. And, oh dear, that's not gone well. Now, how much damage can woxic do with the AWP? No flashes just yet, but the smokes will obscure it. He goes in front of the smoke. He's crazy. And he goes down.
He refuses to lose, but he will have his will imposed. Fnatic's will imposed on him this time. Kerrigan taken out. chrisJ and Ropz remain. As you can see, there is a player top mid waiting for a rotation towards the short position. In the meantime, chrisJ's been spotted now. There could be a wide peek from the site itself, positioning himself accordingly. There's the first player. Exists just about hitting the mark. Yeah. That leaves Ropz to do what he can. That might be it, that engagement. The lack of a kill. There's the top mid player, Twist. Should have got a kill out of that, but Ropz is trapped now. Can he escape with the flash? No.
Wow, there it is. Exists with 3. Almost didn't hit the mark on the 3rd, but still plenty of money for Mousesports here. It's still an expensive round. Execution towards A. You can see the smoke there, designed to remove, vision from the AWPer. And at that point, flash over, trade out the kills. woxic missed the shot, the all-important one. His teammate, a Goose, got 1 kill. I'm assuming JW has the AWP in front of him. Keep your eyes on him as he goes to the long pick here. It's a very common pick if you do get the spawn. It's chrisJ, the challenge. He's got that secondary AWP. And they both fire off a shot. It will be JW that connects and takes Chris down to 20 HP. Clips him through the corner of the wall there. Quite a dangerous combination, I have to say. woxic and chrisJ on Dust 2. At one point, Dust 2 was considered chrisJ's home map as well. So this could be a little bit spicy for Fnatic as woxic helps himself to a free killer middle. Great flash.
Yeah, it's a dangerous one. That last round was only so difficult for Mousesports too, because woxic just walked through a smoke to peek into 3 players with an AWP, which is absolutely insane by any measure. So it will be interesting to see how the following round here goes. They get that initial pick. And Fnatic may find themselves wanting to do something similar here, based off of the previous round success. The smokes are pretty good. woxic's in a completely different position, moving the AWPers around a lot. Chris on very little HP. Good smoke, holding on to that to make sure that he can stay in position here. Such a strong and dangerous position to have to deal with. Crims's presence there, very important, but there it is. Frozen coming in from long because they didn't take it away from him. Cruz, too much of a task. Now Twist alone against so many, and they will survive with 4 players. That is not bad.
Yes. Remember, the loss bonus here, still available to them. They'll get the 3rd stage instead, so that's going to be $2,400 per player. Still not ideal, though, even with the slight handicap of the new update. They're going to have to take an eco here. Deagles are out. No armor just yet. They can buy up next round, but 5-1 Mousesports looking like they cannot be touched right now. This double orb setup is fantastic. Kerrigan 6-3 as well. Frozen showing us why he's such a hot topic of CSGO right now. 7 kills to his name and just 1 death.
I remember Devil Walk era Fnatic. The smokes that they used to do from short onto elevator used to be referred to as a Fnatic smoke on old Dust 2. I wonder if there are any Fnatic smokes on new Dust 2 to be had. Existus picks up an AWP. He will kindly give it to an AWPer in Twist. They have position on long, but as you can see, Mousesports have been active. Ropz closing the net. As he knows they're on eco, they can't really afford to spread out with these pistols, so they're likely to be together, mostly at the very least. And they are playing retake in this situation. See, woxic's got that new AWP. We'll watch the run boost. And the bomb, though, is on the ground. Molotov to try and deter position, but again, the bomb needs to cross. The bomb does cross while Broline gets taken up by the AK-47 of Frozen. Exists waiting for an opportunity to plant the bomb. He could try and plant it for long where the AWP was. Well, twisted towards car now. Goes for a safer plant instead. They don't have long, they don't have short, they don't have a man advantage. It's going to be hard to do more here for Fnatic.
It absolutely is. Only lifeline is Twist, and he's been removed. That paper-thin car doesn't provide much protection here, and Crims needs to hit everyone with a deagle. Not going to happen, and it will be 6-1 for Mousesports. The bomb got planted. Remember, Fnatic didn't buy into this round, so they will have decent funds going into the next one. They've got that loss bonus from the earlier section of the game, so everyone hovering around $6,000 right now. You'll see the orb come out in the hands of JW. Maybe Twist, depends. It's weird they brought him in, and he's not the main AWPer of the squad. JW still going to be using that role full time. I think it changes from map to map. We will see Twist pick it up sometimes on the CT side of Inferno, for example, but overall, still mainly JW. And Twist is been recognized as one of the top AWPers in Sweden for a while. It's just a bit of an odd one that he's not the main AWPer as we get into it.
Oh, wow. The double peak, both AWPers, woxic and chrisJ stepping up to the plate. There's a trade, which is favorable for the T side on Dust 2, absolutely. And I have to say, there's a lot of hype around this Mousesports lineup. I think a lot of people wanted to see both the likes of woxic and Frozen on a serious lineup.
I have to say, like, Exist's vetoing process here has got to be, like, even by his standards,
it's not.
This is like some of the worst.
It is not.
Like,
great.
the fact you've let it come in Dust 2, like, what is happening there? Like, do not play them on a map where they've got 5 crazy fraggers and no tactics.
Exactly,
Why would you let this happen?
See,
Like, there's the only map shift the veto is Cash and Dust 2. That's it.
Not only will they be unpredictable, they'll probably be very effective. So yeah, it's definitely a problem, but we'll see if there's any salvaging this. It is not the greatest history of Veto's.
No. You're up against woxic as well, who's not. It's no secret he's the god of Dust 2. Like, stay away from that. Don't go near it. chrisJ on there as well to boot. Kerrigan, the king of Dust 2 from TSM days. It's all there. Don't play it. Anyway.
It's the bomb spotted. Ropz needs to buy time. The Molotov makes it difficult, however. Crims is on his own now. No grenades, none needed because Frozen with the AWP.
Both Frozen and woxic killed a player each with the AWP through the doors from CT spawn there as they tried to cross. Yeah. That is so disgusting. Come on, man. This is not even... It's not cool.
Yeah.
Ropz, by the way, is always really fun to watch when he's anchoring bomb sites because he's so good at not only delaying but also doing a lot of damage, getting his teammates in there. So looking for the cross shot is Twist, and so he can hold this. And you can see Exist runs down through mid as fast as he can, really fast timing, and doesn't really get too much of it just because Kerrigan was close. Sometimes you'll get the CT team now 3 at A long and 2 in B straight away, and that's when that push is very deadly because you get a B split almost immediately when no one's looking. But this time it will be stopped. Very interesting control smoke there to deny information for the CTs, and they're going to push with it.
Yeah, this is CT's ready to fight here, and they're making a mockery of Fnatic. There's not really much that can be said. Every time they're attempting any sort of probe towards a position, they're being challenged by rifles. Every single duel goes against them. Yes, we have to bear in mind that they've just arrived back from China, but Brodan, their star player, 0-9 on a map like Dust 2. He's supposed to be the new boy wonder of Sweden. I haven't seen him myself. I haven't really been that impressed by his consistency. I know he has a high ceiling, but whether we see it that often, I don't think so. I
think as a young player, he's still affected by his emotions at this stage.
Yeah.
He is vocal when things don't go so well on a game. So I feel like where he's 0-9, I think he's inclined to do even worse.
Sure.
Just because he's focusing, oh my god, like, you know, conscious about his stats and so on.
Yeah, that's true.
No, it is. So I think it's a maturing process, which hopefully he'll make his way through sooner rather than later. 8-1 for Mousesports. Indeed, it seems that Dust 2 may have been a mistake for Fnatic to allow through.
I did like the smoke on the left corner there when they were coming through the double doors. I felt like it's a really... Because if you can frag...
The one towards window of B, you mean?
No, yeah, coming out of the double doors, yeah, towards the corner there, right there, where the
where
B sign is. Yeah, the smoke there I think is really cool because it doesn't allow the CTs to play with each other from CT spawn and the B sign as much. And so you can more easily isolate them, get a pick. And then if you get a pick CT or B side, you pull back out of mid, and you have this really, really huge advantage. Oh, but the fact that Mousesports are just fragging like beasts, that's a lot of damage.
Look at that incendiary use from woxic. He's set Kerrigan up now with some squishy T's in front of him. He does get flashed off. This is a very common approach with just CZs, trying to get that bomb down towards short, which they've done. Mousesports have to accept that at this point and try and come and clean up afterwards. It's actually looking a little bit problematic. They've got double orbs, remember now. Not ideal for this sort of scenario. Trying to segregate the map with the smokes towards shore. I want to pull their pistols out at this stage and see what can be done. woxic spots one, but there's too many targets in front of him. Kerrigan will have to do most of the heavy lifting here. There's still a chance to win the round, but not anymore. It looks like that's enough. The double orbs have been capitalized. If you do manage to throw a few flashes in that cause some missed shots there, it can all fall apart. So Fnatic, at least on their feet for now, there's still a strong buy from Mousesports here. Whether they go for the double orb setup after what just happened is yet to be seen. Long spawn there for Exist, so whether he wants to take it, we'll have a look. It doesn't look like he will just yet. Ideally, you want to be given the AWP. Can do with the AK as well, but back to the default it seems as they get into round number 11 here. JW waiting for the peak to come in, challenging right at the back there. This is not even a boost, just straight up looking towards short. Nice movement from Chris. Our players there. Do they dare go any further?
And if Fnatic lose this round, they'll get $2,400 as well.
Is that woxic and chrisJ with Ropz? Sure, that's so silly.
Oh, they boosted over the box. If you boost over the box in lower tunnel, then you can see the CTs on short, but they can't see you. woxic, because of that, lucky to get away with life. And they force Mousesports away from the short position for now. chrisJ has to flash if he wants to take his angle. There are so many players. 2 will be taken out. Kerrigan and chrisJ combining. More flashes, more frags. There are 3 very low players though for Mousesports, so this could turn around even with 2 players remaining for Fnatic. A smoke towards the doors. Car position is unknown. There's Kerrigan taken out through the doors. Crims with the bomb in mid needs to rotate towards B now. Twist has made it as safe as possible. chrisJ's been creeping outside this entire time. There's a molly for Crims, so they want to be careful about getting too close to the window at this point. There are flashes. There's a molly. They could put a molly under the window. Mousesports for the retake. There's the first one deployed. The one he bounced off the wall is not too different to that one. Flashbang, Crims missing the mark. Twist has lots to do now. Only the 1 kill though. AWPs can be collected. 9-2 for Mousesports.
It's a great flash. That timing was absolutely spot on. Couldn't ask for better.
Yeah, there was a bit of a lineup there for the spray down, the 3K perhaps, but unable to happen. Brodan has got his first kill, however, still not that forgiving on the scoreboard. 1 and 10 for the star rifler of Fnatic. They really can't get going here. It just still begs the question why they'd even go near Dust 2. But it's neither here nor there.
Only really, like, I mean, Crims has 9 kills. Beyond that,
yeah.
There's not much going on for any of the other players.
Oh, a hit. There we go.
Ropz got shot in his Gucci slipper. He will need a replacement.
No warranty on that.
Mousesports might have potentially one of the most exciting lineups going into 2019. And
that nade just did 100 damage in long doors, just to know. Go on, down.
And I was just going to say, and that was the case when they assembled the previous team. They were like the most exciting lineup for like a good year and a half. So many crazy individuals that were able to innovate the game because they worked so well together, but also individually, they brought so many special talents to the table. And this is a good start now. JW, he got that tag initially on Ropz as he jumped across the doors, and now he's picked off 1 as they start to creep around long. Boost up to elevator to get position back on the bomb site. But this is a tough situation. Oh wow, Chris just throws his gun very far away. Could easily have got picked there.
Brave play that is. Let's see if it works out. It seems to be Kerrigan with a big spray down. 3 versus 2. 40 seconds remain. Exist probably has this kill, but not quite. Bomb being dropped, and Twist of it all to do now. Coming from short, but it's so telegraphed. And what a little adjustment that is. He throws down the rifle to Kerrigan. He goes, you know what? You take this. I'll go grab the AWP. Kerrigan goes on to get a double kill. chrisJ finishes things off, and Twist can do nothing about it. What a nice, responsive play from Mousesports there. JW has to take this long pick. No 2 ways about it. No tactics this round. If he gets the kill, they'll probably commit and go hard. We'll see what happens as chrisJ has got a great spawn for middle as well. He can justify peeking on the T side now, especially with no AWP in that position. So JW will take the pick, flash over, and it catches him, so he'll have to fall back.
Long held by Mousesports for now, but very quickly Fnatic will take short instead. Now, as it is established, they could choose to hold on to this and go back to long, or just charge straight towards the site. They've got a lurker outside long. JW moving up the mid position. 2 players behind the smoke. Ropz will be heard in CT spawn. The 3rd player will join the other Fnatic roster on short. No more lurker towards long now. 4 versus 4. Big focus on A. Twist trying to find out what might be happening towards CT. I know they heard 1 player there. Ooh, poor positioning perhaps from JW.
Yeah, very static. 1 minute remaining now. They're going to go back to a B split. Ropz might be taken down by Twist, but his aim hasn't looked like it's in impeccable form right now. Oh, Ropz, free kill. That is pretty underwhelming from Fnatic. What they're hoping to happen there with 1 player walking out middle in that sort of manner, I couldn't really tell you. As they now walk into B, and chrisJ is at least going to get 1, maybe even both of them here. He can justify peeking again, but the bomb's down. Applying the pressure to Crims, and that should be it. 11-2.
That round kind of felt like Fnatic were kind of being served on a silver platter to...
Yes.
Like, it looked like, you know, we were in the eyes of the shark swimming around, and the Fnatic in that round were just, you know, some unaware holiday goer swimming around in a rubber
We're really
ring.
taking this metaphor as far as it will go. I like it. Anyway, let's have a look as to what the buy is. Oh, no. Get that from his POV, please, if you can. I need to see it. I want to see his techniques, his angles.
I need it.
I love that pick myself. I want to see what he's up to. That is going to rush B through this. This is a mess, isn't it? We've lost the pick. Should we rush B anyway? I guess so. JW through the flames. We'll find 2. And for now, just going to have to get a plant down. It's a fake. That was his only chance to really plant, I think. They'll flash over, and he gets a kill. This would be an ace clutch in a 1-on-5.
Barreling through the door, trying to create space with the smoke grenade. Does as much as he can. But it won't be a 3rd round for Fnatic. It will be a 12th round for Mousesports. 6 times the score of their opponent. JW's gloves are really nice, on a side note. They took so much damage, Fnatic, going through that Molotov. It's a miracle that JW survived in the first place. Looking comfortable for Mousesports. The water's lukewarm.
I'm not saying necessarily that this is whoa.
Did Twist even have an orb there, or was he just caught blindsided in the middle?
Innocent
just
bystander.
buying up his flashbangs. It's like, hey, like guys, oh.
If it moves, woxic will frag it.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, the JW's like, guys, I'm just gonna pick one again.
This is why I picked Mousesports, because I think that after woxic on Dust 2, they'll be mentally defeated. You can see the support flashbangs to allow chrisJ to fall back. Easy frag onto Twist, but JW will respond. Crim's taken down elsewhere, as is Exist, as is JW, and all of a sudden it's Broland versus 4. He's only got 2 kills so far. Flashbang support, only so much he can do in that situation. 13-2 at halftime for Mousesports. Henry.
Absolute misery for Fnatic after getting 16-0'd on LAN last week. It doesn't look like things are getting much better. We'll see if they can bounce back after this break.
Cuando yo te vi, sentí que eras para mí. Te quiero descubrir y yo no quiero compartir. Tus ojos brillan fuera de tu control. Cuando yo te vi, sentí que eras para mí hoy. Ay, 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 te voy a enseñar, te voy a silenciar fácil. Quédate un rato aquí, muévete así, así. Bailamos sin parar, bailamos sin parar. Quédate un rato aquí, muévete así, así. Bailamos sin parar, bailamos sin parar. El sol está saliendo, es domingo otra vez. Te digo que esta noche no será la última vez. Ay, 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 te voy a enseñar, te voy a silenciar fácil. Quédate un rato aquí, muévete así, así. Bailamos sin parar, bailamos sin parar. Quédate un rato aquí, muévete así, así. Bailamos sin parar, bailamos sin parar. Bailamos, bailamos sin parar. Bailamos, bailamos sin parar.
Fnatic receive an absolute mauling in the first half from the Mousesports. Their frag potential seems too strong. Fnatic look very flat indeed. I dare say this one's over. Dust 2, not known for his huge comebacks. And we'll see if Broland can step up. He's 2-14 right now. Flashbang hits him right in the face ×2. And it's not really much he can do about this situation. Does get one. I don't think that'll be enough, but Twist on the flank might be able to save the day. 2 kills for him. Bomb not going down just yet at this point. That's just going to be the main objective as Kerrigan desperately plants in the corner. Ropz, oh, what are they up to? Through the tunnel they go. It might be a bounce back here from Mousesports, but Ropz will have to kill absolutely everyone.
Yeah, he can just sit on the plant right now, and Ropz has to go forward for the kill. He has to get the kill immediately to force him off the plant, the defuse. But that will be that. Nice efforts. And Fnatic get the defuse, a much needed defuse. And you got to say for Fnatic too, you know, the Veto obviously very suboptimal, but also their spirits can't be too high. It's not just that they're coming back from China and, you know, they're probably experiencing the fatigue of that transatlantic flight, but also the fact that their performance in China was very demoralizing.
Yes.
So they have to be, perhaps with this lineup, experiencing somewhat of a
Shout out
pretty
to
low.
Wendigo as well for winning that event. That's
Absolutely.
nuts.
Yeah, it is mental.
That's a huge, huge paycheck, that one. I think it was 500k first place.
Yes.
So well played to them. No one saw that coming, considering the likes of G2 there. Normally it's like the one LAN, the French will win and make a huge paycheck.
Yeah,
like I think last year, Envious ended up like in the top 5 teams just from winning that one event alone. So there you go. So well done to those guys. Awesome. As we'll see, Mousesports, no force buy here necessarily. They've got Deagle armor on Ropz, woxic with the Scout armor combo. They've got no smoke to cross. They're waiting for a CT to peek for information. Well, that does come through, and a double kill for Twist. Starting to rack the numbers up now, but I don't think a plant will come in place just because the bomb's caught out in the open. And at this stage, it's up to Mousesports to find a kill in return. It is possible, but this is the Scout. Oh, okay. I was about to say, maybe not possible to scout at that angle, but somehow chrisJ is hitting everyone, and it's actually a 3-on-3 with a plant down. They could win this round. Could being the opposite word.
Yeah, and that's the thing that chrisJ was known for, is that scout on Dust 2 was one of the things he is an absolute monster with. Gets a tag onto Crims. If there's a headshot from Ropz here on the player on Cat, oh god, now it's suddenly very, very doable. One shot anywhere on the body for Crims to go down! Oh no, Ropz, he's done it! He's absolutely done it! That is such a steal. How do they get away with these things, these kids?
That's so wild. I don't even know how to explain it. Only Ropz. That's Ropz we haven't seen for a while. Like, he seems like he is ready with this new lineup. He wants to show he can still be that young aim star as well. What is that second shot? Unbelievable. That one there. Broland is
like
put in the dumpster.
Deadly Deagle King.
Yeah. What the hell?
He can join the club.
I think you're going to have to make
official
a
invitation.
Yeah. It's not bad.
Dan has extended invitation.
2 members.
The club of DDK.
2 people now.
Yeah.
We're
building
up. That was amazing. What a demoralizing defeat in that round for Fnatic.
Well, this might be the better way to end the map.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Just get out of the way.
Get it done with.
It's like you say, Henry. Doesn't matter how you lose it.
Exactly.
Not killing me softly.
I would say
in this
big blow. Particular instance, when you're Fnatic against a brand new team and you've just been dumpstered like this, I would say it's a little bit different because these guys shouldn't be styling on you, right? Like objectively, if they're a brand new team and you're Fnatic, you shouldn't be getting rolled over 16-3, but still, you are right.
I'm right by saying you're right.
Yeah. So either way, I am right, is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
So it is going to be the opening pick here for Mousesports. Bomb to go down. Jump attempt from Exist. Works out. So
nice.
Denies the plan at least.
I really wanted to see a headshot there. Just for personal amusement.
Not easy to do with the Deagle. There we go. Twist getting some damage in there as well with the Scout, and not too many places for Kerrigan to go, and another jump shot, and all of a sudden it's down to Chris and a very weakened Ropz. This is looking very, very doable. Ropz is in trouble right now, 3 HP, and these players are pushing further forwards. I think they know exactly where he is, or maybe not exactly enough, because that's a fantastic frag. Almost gets a look in on the last one, but it is actually a steal from Fnatic, and it's very difficult to do that. So props to them.
Yeah, well, there it is. Mousesports. They've got 8k on Ropz, so I dare say they do buy into this one off that alone. We shall see, though. Here's Twist, the Scouts, hitting the shots that really matter, and another jump. They've got 2 jump kills that round, so take from that what you will. It wasn't really down to tactical prowess or coordination. Nice. 2 jump shots coming in, and landing, they don't have to force. And oh, okay, the AWP does come out. It's not necessarily a force. You can see Ropz still has 3k. woxic on Dust 2, honestly, is one of the scariest players on this map. He gets himself Kevlar, and they're just kind of, this is like a classic Oscar Mousesports play.
Yes.
He's the new Oscar, right? So
yes.
We'll go Glocks, nothing else. See if you can get some picks with this.
I was drawing that parallel earlier as well. The Mousesports just get players like this, and it's just so exciting. And look at how they all gather around him, like he's the Thug Lords.
Yeah.
Pushing forwards. The big gun.
Cool skin as well.
I was about to say, is that a dragon or a serpent of some kind?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's like a snake, actually.
Might be one of the new ones.
Snake.
It's very Yakuza, moving forwards. See what he's got to deliver with it. Getting close on Catwalk. He's definitely going to be looking in for a frag here. It's Exist with the FAMAS, who's on the car position, who might be 1v1 against it. Or from woxic. What? It's a Deagle that does it. And they're off.
It's the A side again, and Ropz is ready towards middle. They've got no idea. He gets more than he was worth. P50, no armor. That's enough to make this round at least winnable now. Remember, woxic, AWP, currently positioned right down. Oh my god, Frozen taken down towards short. We'll see if this is enough now. 3 versus 3. AWP misses the first bullet, and they're doing damage, but the AWP needs to find some kills now. It's certainly delivering. 2 versus 2. He can see the bomb from this position. They have no smoke, and Kerrigan will play off him and hope he can pick up the AWP if his teammate goes down.
I think Kerrigan needs to run wide to take the bait and let woxic peek after it. Does exactly that. woxic, can he stop the defuse? He can't save the AWP. He's still going back to the wells to save it.
Oh. That felt like it was anticlimactic. I thought it was going to be a great finish there. The AWP headshot on the diffuser.
Yeah. He had a lot of chances.
Yeah.
To be fair, he just whiffed all of his shots. So, burn it up, Henry. And it all came tumbling down.
Well, that was the AWP purchase. Like we said, they still had enough to buy. It was just the fact they get the bomb down and 3 kills.
Yeah.
Still worth it.
Absolutely. Oh, a fast play to long. There's only one player that's going to be there as well. And his twist with the timing. Have to fall all the way back, and Mousesports, will they continue to push forwards? Looks like they will indeed try to, but with stoppage from Twist, they will now book it. And are they all going to walk cat? I mean, this is the thing, right? Pug strats on this side. I mean, you don't have anything to lose. Just run together, try to trade out. You can keep it real simple on Dust 2T side.
Now on top mid to throw pop flash through the door. They're just walking out straight into the crosshairs of Crims. He's done colossal damage, almost 300. So many players. I don't know if they had a flash now from memory, but either way, that was catastrophic for them. Terminal for many.
Oh,
this is a nice
sneaky
response. Wow. Do they recognize the second player was in this position? Maybe it doesn't matter. Brilliant running distraction. chrisJ standing in the smoke. He's got his bell rung, which means they know he's there 100%. Quietly moving away from the smoke. He needs to get through the window before this smoke disappears, but it seems he will try to take Exist out. But now it's getting worse because Brilliant comes in for support. 3 plays for survive for Fnatic. Content with the AUG over to AK-47. Brave New World. And Fnatic make it to 6 rounds.
Good focus and resilience from Fnatic to do such a good job there. And you know what? Like, Ropz had $4,500. I actually bet if he had $250 more that an AWP comes out and he gets dropped to woxic. You know, it feels like they're 14 and 6 up. They can have some fun with this. They can afford to try to style on Fnatic a little bit. And I mean, they've got a couple Deagles that play. chrisJ actually got some Kevlar. I'm not sure exactly why.
Yeah, Kevlar Glock. That's an interesting one.
I guess maybe if you're like, okay, someone gets a kill, I can pick up the gun, but I don't know. We'll see how it pans out. Grim's in a good position.
You'd think at the very least one of the boys would be like, you know what, you've got the Kevlar, take the Deagle. at least make it worthwhile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Well, someone will die, and he's at the back, so he can pick up whatever is left behind. All these positions are safe for Fnatic, though, and you better believe nades are going to be coming in here.
They're already all in front of it. So many targets for Twist. He doesn't hit any of them. That is a low percentage scenario. Oh dear, Ropz again with this Desert Eagle once more. This time he's going to be put out of his misery, or the fun will stop at least. Crim's closing the distance behind the smoke, but Kerrigan now with the AWP. Vintage Kerrigan from TSM era won't last very long either because JW has got an AWP off his own, and now it's down to woxic trying to get another shot off. They've done damage, they've planted the bomb, they've made it very expensive for Fnatic, but Fnatic will now move to half the score of their opponents.
Getting there, looking more competitive now at least, 13-2 a half, now 5-1 in the second. So at least making this a game worth talking about. We'll see a nice long spawn there for Mousesports, whether they'll use it, yet to be seen. I doubt it, not really required just yet. woxic has the AWP on the T side. He's currently got 17 kills to his name. Ropz with 27, however. That's pretty remarkable. He's been going off, as that looked like it clicked in the head to me, but not quite, as they avoid certain death. JW looking to see if he can spot anyone on top of middle, crossing over. Slight gap for him to work with there, using the single scope now to see if anyone is jumping up towards the Xbox. Spots one, doesn't connect.
Twist going aggressive on Catwalk. That's a beautiful catch. Bomb as well. Quick flashbang to guarantee his escape. And it's not the worst situation in the world to lose a player on the T side early on. It's horrible if you're on the CT side and you lose someone early on, though. Which is why you usually don't see CTs taking super early duels anymore. And well, they work on this double doors control because it's kind of a scary position. Crim's in a more committed spot than you'd normally see. He has a teammate with him as well. He can obviously, if anyone jumps up onto the Xbox, Crims will be taking him down even if he gets that angle. That's why it's dangerous. Falls back after getting the dink on woxic. Beautiful start here for Fnatic. Oh, they've got this. Look how active they're being. This is beautiful stuff. They know exactly where Mousesports are now because they've pushed upper dark. Yeah,
lots of intel. Pincering in. CTs get lower B as well. And the fact that Mousesports aren't really moving, they can punish hard here. They know it's going to be an A hit. Twist is almost certainly going to hit one of these, but Ropz is just an absolute animal right now. There's no tactics that could shut down this as he headshots absolutely everyone. Oh, the individual talent of Mousesports is shining so bright right now as JW looks for his second, but he can't connect it. Does he hit on the third? He does. 2 versus 2 now as it's just Ropz remaining. I say just with bated breath because he's hitting everything. Not quite enough though. Fnatic just about win the round as Mousesports started to show why the coordination and strategies, the executions are required. The individual aim will only get you so far as Fnatic keep their head above water for now. Double Orbs taken to the next round. But Ropz is impressive. His shots, his wombles are
29 for 12 right now.
Right, what's the skin?
What's also good is Mousesports are at max loss bonus. They're planting the bomb, which means they can continue to buy. But they're continuing to do a significant impact to the economy of Fnatic. Oh my god, he's been on the surface, hasn't he? Yeah. He's been on the free-for-all deathmatch.
Oh, that was exactly like that Deagle shot that he connected as well. That's beautiful.
So clean. So if they win that one round, then they're going to be in a very strong position because they can just keep doing damage. woxic's angle is so good, but the smoke from his own teammates maybe saves the bacon in CT spawn area for JW. And Mousesports are barreling in, catching Brennan off guard while he's throwing a smoke grenade. A surprise, surprise, running distraction in the mid. Now there are 4 people on the B bomb side, tagged through the door, but no one's dead just yet.
This is a pretty savage round coming in from Mousesports. Brutal pacing in towards the B bomb site. And it's going to be a tough work to get back in. They have loads of utility though because it's so early in the round. So Fnatic do have a good shot, but with the 2 AWPs, that makes it extra awkward. Frozen, is he going to get flashed through? Or yeah, they have flashbangs. They could attempt to flash over the top there or through the window. There it is. Beautiful work coming in from the Mousesports team play. And now the bomb is so close to detonation. There may not be a hope in hell now for Fnatic to get in, but they can surely just make sure everyone on the T side dies. They're committing into this.
That was weird. I think, I guess because they're fighting against game point, they felt compelled to push. But I think the chance had come and gone. Molly for the retake was with Twist and B tunnels, which made it more difficult. But I think they lost more than they needed to. It seemed to me I thought the guys outside B didn't feel it safe to run back, so they were just going to hold and try and pick the plays off as they exited. But here we are.
Twist to the auto shotgun. Right. Dust 2 spawn. We're playing Dust 2, Henry.
We are.
Long spawn for Woxic, and he'll go for that. And we'll see if that's going to be successful. Fires it off. Doesn't take too much damage, actually. If that had been an HE, that could have been catastrophic. Deagle, CZ, auto shotgun. Crim's trying to sneak his way in towards the long doors. He's done so successfully. They should be at least watching this, but they're not. So he's got a chance here to actually get towards T-spawn. Without finding the 1 dig first, I think... No, he hasn't been spotted, so now he definitely has. 2 kills for Mousesports, and they know that Crim's is towards long, so at this point, it should be GG.
Have they realized yet? I don't feel like they have, even though he fired a shot and threw a flash. No one was really paying attention top mid. Although he doesn't know that, so he rotated, but it's a 2 versus 5. And
the fact he shot, he assumed he'd been spotted, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Seems the end is nigh. That's one of the 2 players. They know where he is now, so should be a formality. Pedestrian round for Mousesports. What a great exhibition on Dust 2, I think we can say, and who better than woxic or Ropz, really, or half of Mousesports to finish off the final few frags.
A scary first outing for the Mousesports side, absolutely. You can see the individual skill. They are hungry for success in this team. Ropz has been putting some hours, as it seems. I've never seen him look that mighty before. That was unbelievable, the things he was doing. Woxic backing him up as well, throws him some decent rounds. chrisJ looking strong, and a well-drilled team with Kerrigan bringing at the rear. It's looking good for them. Remember, this is Dust 2. This might sound a bit outlandish. I still favor Fnatic in the best of 3 overall. I think Dust 2 was just a bad call on the Veto. Inferno, they would have played their game. They should win that out, and Cash be up in the air, but I still think Fnatic have this overall. But yes, a great display of skill from Mousesports overall. Enjoyed it. Fnatic with a bit of resurgence towards the end. Made sure this wasn't a complete waste of time for them. They've got warmed up now in the best of 3, and hopefully can maintain the level they showed in the second half.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how it does progress, because if